Welcome back to Arise and Shine. Do you think your dream job is out of reach? Think again. All it takes is a knack for networking to get you on the road to success. Professional coach Barry Collodi has some tips for making new connections and having them work for you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Good morning.
How important is networking these days when we have the internet and it seems like everyone's online all the time and everybody's on LinkedIn? I mean, do you really need to network in the traditional way?
Absolutely. Those things are faceless. And the people skills and the interpersonal skills to connect one-to-one, face-to-face are more important than ever. And the person that learns how to do it well can really differentiate themselves.
Why do we have a fear of trying to network?
Yeah,
because I have that. I'm afraid to walk in a room. People are like, if you networked more, you would have been here, you would have been there. But I feel like it's self-promotion.
Exactly, and that's the big fear. You know, how can I talk about or brag about myself? When really what it is it's a lot like a blind date. Oh. It's an opportunity. Well, it's an opportunity to meet some people that you never met before, find out what's going on in their world. One of the big misunderstandings, make it about the other person. It's not about you. And allow yourself to be entertained and to learn and be informed from others.
Well, I think it can also have a negative connotation because people think, you know, instead of having a genuine interaction, you're focused on how can this person help me?
Flip that model. Absolutely flip the model. It's not about finding people who can do something for you. Find the people that you can really make a contribution towards, and then they're going to find a way to be of value to you. It's kind of a karma thing, or pay it forward, and make it happen for them. Bring something to the table for them. Yeah,
and I mean, Rain and I were talking about this too, because we both have had people in our own careers that have mentored us and given us opportunities.
Sure.
And for me, it does that sense of paying it forward. I want to, as much as I can, help other people do the same thing for them. But let's just get to the nitty gritty now. How do you start a networking conversation?
Know yourself.
Okay.
And let's just do a role play. Okay.
I'm scared.
Hi, Barry Collodi.
Hi, I'm Priya.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What are you looking forward to at being at this event? And I'm going to start talking about you. And I'm going to keep it focused on you. I'm also going to say your name at least twice so that I remember it.
That's
smart. Really smart.
Yeah.
So how is it when you have tips for having that conversation? What are the do's and don'ts? Like what is really the protocol?
Key to know who you are.
Right.
Know what you're good at. Have confidence, which isn't the same as being cocky.
Right.
But understand it's easy to be intimidated by other professionals in the room, maybe with longer resumes, so on and so forth. Don't be waving the resume around. But have confidence in yourself and what you do bring to the table. It's also very important to lose the motive. So many times it's not about what they can do for you, what can you do for them? And make sure that you're really focused on the other person. In order to be understood, which is what we all work at every hour of every day, you have to first seek to understand. It's an old Steve Covey rule, right? If you really are, it's a great rule and often ignored because people love to talk. Very important. Bring a friend. If you have nerves, if you have anxiety, if when you went to your first high school dance, you stood on the corner on the wall, you don't want to find yourself in that position again. So bring a friend, but also have an agreement with that friend. After a certain 10 or 15 minutes, you're going to go out and set yourself a target. I want to meet 5 new people.
Right.
And make sure you exceed your target.
You had something great that don't be a rock star or don't be the star of the room.
Let yourself be entertained by the people.
Right.
You know, when I throw a party, I don't do it to impress my friends. I do it to be entertained by my friends. And to me, that's good hosting. That's good interpersonal relations.
And I know that you also have talked about how you can actually practice online if you're a little bit afraid.
You can practice online, and so many people are on LinkedIn, but so many people haven't the clue what to do with it.
Exactly. We were actually all talking about
that the other day.
Yeah, we were like, do things actually come from LinkedIn? I'm not really sure.
I had to laugh because this morning there was a Groupon for $179 online course on how to be more effective with LinkedIn. Really?
Right.
And then also, you know, we have to talk about the settings where you can network. I mean, how do you choose?
Pick your settings carefully. You want to be in a room you're comfortable in. You may not want to start with the biggest or most important or impressive setting first. Begin small and then work it up from there.
So what are three things that people should keep in mind?
Know your elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is nothing more than who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and why it's of value. And you want to put it together. They call it an elevator pitch because it shouldn't take more than 2 minutes to get you to a senior floor. But really know it well. Make sure that it's personable. Make sure that you're really confident and be able to talk to the people. And less is more. You want to go for quality, not quantity. Make sure you're really meeting the people you want to. There are lists usually for most formal networking events, and make sure you know who you want to connect with. It's not about distributing the most business cards to anybody out there.
So, you know, like people do hand out the business cards. How do you do that properly? Like, is there an etiquette even to that so you don't seem presumptuous, but yet you're trying to strike up that conversation?
Always ask for the card first.
Right. Oh.
And then that person will ask you for yours.
Okay.
It's kind of automatic.
It's a courteous thing to do,
Absolutely. And again, you're making it about them, and they're going to respond in kind.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know, have you guys seen that movie Pursuit of Happiness? Where Will Smith's character, he wants to get an internship somewhere, and he's constantly outside the door of that building every single day to do his elevator pitch, because, you know, sometimes you don't know when you're going to have that networking opportunity, and you really need to be able to sell yourself.
It's the same thing. It's the same. I tell people you have to put yourself out there.
So
you have to put yourself out there, and you know, you use the phrase self-promotion. People are so afraid to talk about themselves. They don't want to come across as braggart, you know, and all that kind of thing. You really just want to make it effective and talk about the value, what you're going to bring to the table, not why you're great.
Right. Well, thank you so much for the information. And Rain, I know you're afraid, but I will be your friend. You can bring me to your next event.
Thank you.
Well, coming up next, we're going to test some delicious Mexican food, and the secret ingredient? Well, you might want to bring some bug spray. Stay tuned. You're watching Arise and Shine.